you have a degree of neurolanguage coach, you could easily even find a job as, for example, a teacher.
Personally, I've had a lot more inquiries since then because I set myself apart. So I would definitely recommend it. And the clients get results. They really do get results quickly. Neurolanguage coaching is innovative, it's efficient, it's sustainable, and maybe most importantly, it's a cost-effective approach to learning languages. Neurolanguage coaching, actually, we're encouraging them to see the patterns between their first language and English. So are there similarities where they can make the connections in the brain? And are there differences? When you notice that difference, you can build the bridge.
Neuroscience and language, how to use the mix of them. Today you will have the answer to this question because we have a guest. She is a neurolanguage coach. So would you like to enter this profession? What is the most powerful way? Hi, my name is Daria and welcome to Introwise. If we just explain for people who would like to enter this market, neurolanguage coaching is in 5 words because there are a lot of information in Google about it.
Yeah, to me, neurolanguage coaching is innovative, it's efficient, it's sustainable, and maybe most importantly, it's a cost-effective approach to learning languages.
Yeah, but how it works? Could you show me, please, the difference between, for example, teaching, because you came from teaching and you finished courses and started to do neurolanguage coaching. So, could you explain me in practice, because the practice is the main thing.
Yeah, I think the main difference between teaching and coaching specifically is teaching, you're directing your learner. You're telling them what to learn, you're explaining points. Whereas with coaching, it's a lot more than that. As a coach, I'm helping my learners to learn. I'm their guide, I'm their supporter, and helping them to stay motivated and focused on their language learning goals.
But it's about coaching, but you are not just a language coach, you are a neuro-language coach. So what are you doing? Are you doing the same as a language coach, or maybe there are some differences?
Yeah, I suppose this is the next level. So I went from teacher to coach, language coach, and then I became a neuro-language coach last year. So the difference is it takes findings from neuroscience. So everything about the brain, how the brain works, how it learns best, and applies that to the coaching method. So we use some techniques from coaching, such as questioning, so asking open questions, finding motivations, setting goals. But on the neuroscience side, we say it's brain-friendly coaching. Okay, and that means that we're creating an environment where people learn best.
If I would like to enter a neuro-language market, what should I be experienced in? Could you show me some practices, please?
Do you mean if you want to become a neuro-language coach?
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's okay. So coaching, it's asking coaching questions. But one thing is coaching around emotional triggers. Okay, so often people get worried about speaking a second language because they have certain beliefs about the language. Either they think maybe they're too old to improve their language skills. Maybe they think they're introverted, so that means they're not as good at speaking languages as well. But that we talk about the research in neuroscience because the brain is plastic, right? It has plasticity, which means it's malleable. So we can always change. And so as part of that, I would explain that to my clients, helping them to reframe their beliefs around coaching.
Imagine I am a marketing specialist and I need to get a good job and I don't speak really good English. So you have such student and he has a fear to learn English and he couldn't just refresh the words he just even learned before. How do you use effectively neurolanguage coaching to get the result he wants? He wants in 1 month to be on the next level of learning English.
Yeah, I think in that case, it sounds like there's some kind of block there, mindset block, because if they've been learning English for a while, it's maybe more to do with his beliefs around English and the way he speaks English. So we would use the coaching questions, which is underpinned by the neuroscience, to establish where those beliefs come from. So that's the first thing. So really finding out what that problem is and help them to change their beliefs around it. Secondly, it's as well as in goal setting, it's setting really specific goals, finding out exactly what they want to achieve, what language do they need in certain situations. So you said they're looking for a job in HR. So really the first step is preparing for an interview. They're the one guiding the sessions, and then I'll be bringing in suggestions and helping them as we go along.
How broad is the market of neurolanguage coaching nowadays?
Nowadays, well, I think neurolanguage coaching is a fairly new approach. Obviously, we've gone from teaching, there's lots of language coaches. Neurolanguage coaching officially has been around for about 10 years. So the creator of this approach is Rachel Parling, and she developed it around 10 years ago. So at the moment, you can only become accredited with her course and through her company, Efficient Language Coaching. So there are quite a few neurolanguage coaches out there, but I know learners as well are going to coaching and now neurolanguage coaching because people have been learning English many years. It's not about going over the same grammar points. Maybe they've got these blocks and even the coaching is not helping, or the activities that they've been given aren't working as well, and they just feel like they're going round and round and not making any progress. So that's really why there's a demand, and I think particularly amongst professionals in terms of what I do, so English coaching, particularly business English coaching, they want to take the language to the next level and to feel like it's a really efficient approach. So if you're getting into English coaching, for example, I would always suggest getting a teaching qualification first, having lots of experience working with clients, understanding the kinds of problems that people face, the things that people want to learn, and then go towards the coaching, the neurolanguage coaching qualification.
Is it complicated to find the clients nowadays? Because we understand that people love new techniques, new practice, so they're just exhausted of simple teaching.
Yeah, I think when it comes to, I think when someone wants to become a coach, I think having that background in teaching and that experience helps. When it comes to finding clients and then working for yourself, that's when you really need to differentiate yourself from others in the market. So there's two ways of doing that. Either you have a niche, so you're targeting someone very specific. So for me, I target business owners and professionals who have come to the UK. And that's quite a specific market, really, because there's certain things that I would cover. So doing business in the UK is quite different to doing business internationally, for example. So that's one way that I differentiate. I've been doing that for many years. The reason that I wanted to do the neurolanguage coaching was I just saw the results that people had. And I've only been a certified neurolanguage coach. I only certified last year. So even in that short time, I've seen the clients that I'm working with make a lot more progress because I'm so focused in on exactly what that client needs.
We could just finalize that if you have a degree of neurolanguage coach, you could easily even find a job than, for example, a teacher.
Personally, I've had a lot more inquiries since then because I set myself apart. So I would definitely recommend it. And also because it's such a great method as well. And the clients get results. They really, really do get results quickly.
What are the main sectors of businesses that really need neurolanguage coaching?
I would say in the UK, it's, engineering, tech and IT, manufacturing.
How neurolanguage coaching deals with the memory? Because many people say that, oh, I don't have a good memory, so I couldn't remember such words. So could neurolanguage coaching help get rid of such problems or even clarify that this belief isn't true?
Yeah, it's interesting what you say about the belief. I think that's the first step is this true or not? Okay, I have a belief that I'm terrible at maths, and that belief stops me from even trying to do maths. And it could be the same when it comes to memory. If you say you've got a terrible memory, then maybe you will have a terrible memory simply because you believe it, right? And you've been telling yourself this. The more you tell your brain something, the more it believes it as fact. So when it comes to that, I would coach around that. What's the belief behind it? Why do you think that? Secondly, the idea that the brain is malleable. You have the ability to learn new words. But then it's understanding how your brain is different. So reflecting on past experience, when you have learned new words, what was it about that process that helped you? I know for me, when I learn new vocabulary, new words or phrases, actually writing it down helps it to make that connection in my mind because it's my learning style. If I type it, it's not the same effect, but actually writing it helps me to learn it. Some people, making the connection between first language and English.
Sarah, and now I would like to ask you short questions, and I'm waiting from you short answers. Okay?
Okay.
How did you find your first client?
How did I? LinkedIn, actually,
Okay.
social media.
Why did you become a coach?
Because teaching wasn't getting the results for my clients that I really wanted to.
Best business advice from you?
Keep going.
Best time management advice?
I really like using the Pomodoro technique. So dividing your day up and having tasks, giving tasks a certain amount of time.
Do you have an Introwise account?
I don't have an Introwise account.
Yeah, but if you don't mind, we could create it just now.
Yes, we could create that account. Yes, it sounds really useful.
I would like to remind you that this interview is one of the informative ways to help you monetize your expertise online. Introwise is all about inspiration, tech, and business.